Okay, boys, today we're gonna take a winning ad format, right? That's known as the podcast ad. We're gonna take it from an ad that's already proven to work, since you can kind of tell it's been in the library for a long time and there is enough volume on it. And you can kind of also see with the tool Get Hooked, sometimes it gives you like a star rating from 0 to 5, uh, judging how good an ad is. So for this specific brand, I have no idea which company it is, but they have 600 ads, and that's when you can tell that they know what the fuck they're doing, right? Because they have so many ads and obviously a large team behind it. And what we see here is like these two ads, right? That they stand out. It looks kind of organic, and let's have a look how it looks like.
$47,000 from what most people would call a little fender bender. And it wasn't just me. My friend got 83K from his accident, and my cousin just settled for 62. Everybody thinks we all hired some crazy expensive lawyer or had some secret hookup. Nope, I used a free AI tool that showed me what my case was actually worth, then connect.
So by the distortion in this specific voice, I mean, like, obviously as marketers you can tell, but if you're a normal person you won't notice it when you're just brain rotting on Instagram. But there's a small distortion in her voice that makes it so obvious that it's AI, and her skin is way too smooth for any normal human being. So I know this is made with AI. And it's a really good ad, obviously, right? They just basically talk about specifically on having like how the insurance is lowballing you and how you have this AI thing that gives you all of the results, comparisons in under 30 seconds, and people think it's something new, right? So they want to click on it. It's like kind of a really good angle that they're taking. By adding this curiosity AI tool angle, while hammering down the pain point of insurance getting lowballing them, right? Because essentially in the industry, what usually happens is insurance gives them like 8 grand as the offer to settle for the for their car accident. But in many other cases, they're owed way more. So like 5 to 10 times that amount. So that's where basically personal injury lawyers come in and they try to settle the case for 5 to 10 times higher. And this whole industry is basically insane. It's one of the most insane industries you will ever see, which is why you have amazing ads, because the more insane and competitive and saturated an industry is, the more insane the ads get and the more you can learn from them. So what we can do is we can basically take a look. I would also just recommend you to make like a library of good scripts that you see in the industry, right? And then here you can basically tell that we have this interview, right? I got 47K from some what most people call a little fender bender, and that's just an extremely well positioned hook, because it just makes it curious, like how did she get it, right? And it seems organic, like it's not an advertisement, which makes it good. So that's what we're going to essentially be repurposing today into our own ad, and I'm gonna show you like a live walkthrough on how to do it. Specifically, first I went to like Nano Banana. I took a screenshot of it, and I basically told her to change it to a middle-aged woman, because a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of these people that get into car accidents are middle-aged women. I'm not trying to be like sexist, but it's just that statistically, like with data and shit. But anyways, let's basically use this as our AI UGC actor. We also change the background to a specific gas station. So we're basically telling it to rewrite the script. Uh, Claude is the best AI to use because ChatGPT is just for the general population, and we have way better options. But essentially, I told it to rewrite it in a more conversational tone, as well as include an additional aspect that you can get connected to human expert case consultant who's able to help you out, right, as an additional value proposition to bake into the ad. So I walked away with this. So I read the script. You can also stop the video and read the script. But essentially, I don't like the part where it says that you know what your case is worth immediately, because that's not true. And you want to kind of have compliant ads running so you don't get sued. But specifically, I wanted to say like you could know what your case would be worth, right? Based on data, and so that's like an angle we can take, and say it's like you have a free lawyer on your phone. That's a really good line. That would I would like to have in the script, right? So now the rework script is like I was in what most people call just a minor fender bender, right? Nothing crazy. Walked away with 54. My friend got 95. My cousin settled for 71. People kept asking us like, "Did you hire some expensive lawyer? Did you know somebody?" No, none of that. What we actually used was this free AI tool that pulls from thousands of real settled cases, payouts, and shows you what your cases like yours have gone for. And it's honestly like having a free lawyer in your phone, except you don't pay anything up front and you don't pay a cent unless you actually get paid. Um, and once you see the numbers, it connects you to a real human case consultant who walks you through the whole thing. Real person in your corner handling it with you. Most of the people are just gonna take whatever lowball the insurance company throws at them, spend hours googling lawyers hoping one calls back, and that's not it. You just answer a few questions: what happened, where you heard, basic stuff. 2 minutes, you see similar cases that would actually simple cases have settled for. So if you can reel fast, if that offer they send you is a joke. That's how I went from 1.7 to 54. So if you got someone you know just got hit, don't sign anything yet. Click the link, answer the questions, get connected to a real consultant, and make sure you're not leaving serious money on the table. Now, I like this script, but what's notable about it is that it's still not as conversational as it should be because all this organic content, these podcast ads, they are feeding on being organic, right? It's supposed to feel natural, like somebody's having a conversation. And this is still not 100% there yet, it's like 80%. And what really helps is when you speak out the script of the ad and see for yourself how it actually sounds when people listen to it. Because then you can kind of make changes and switch out the tonality to make sure it sounds natural, like a flowing conversation. So this is the finalized script. So I was what most people would just call a minor fender bender, right? Nothing crazy. Walked away with $54,000. My friend got 95 from his accident, and my cousin just settled for 71. People kept asking us if we hired some expensive lawyer. They had no idea we just used this free AI tool that pulls from thousands of real settled cases, actual payouts, and shows you what cases like yours have gone for. So you can see what's possible based on real data, right? And not get lowballed by insurance. Honestly, almost like having a super smart lawyer in your phone, except you don't get paid anything up front. Except you don't pay anything up front and you don't pay a cent unless you get a settlement. It also connects you with a real human case consultant who walks you through everything step by step. Because most people just take whatever lowball offer insurance companies throw at them or spend hours Googling lawyers hoping they get a call back. That's not it, right? I answered a few questions, what happened when I was hurt, basic stuff, and about 2 minutes I could see what similar cases have actually settled for. So I knew immediately what the insurance offered me was actually a joke. That's how it went from 1.7 to 54 grand. So it's a updated script that sounds conversational, and we're gonna bake that into AI now. So essentially, we forgot to add the mic, and we told AI to basically add the mic into this picture, which is really important because it makes it feel more natural that it's out of your perspective. You're interviewing somebody that's just giving advice, right? And people love to watch things that bring them value. So you always, as a marketer, you always need to think, what could the lead or potential customer get out of this? And if they even on a subconscious level realize it's an ad, then you're kind of fucked. Also, pro tip, instead of using RCATs or any of the other AI UGC editors, I would recommend you to just go into Google AI Studio and make an AI UGC editor yourself, because that's how you end up paying the least amount of money. You're directly going to the source, right? And all it takes is like two minutes of your time. Basically, type in like make me AI UGC style um, image to text creating tool that I can extend in vertical format and double check if it works. So as the most non-technical person out there, I just like type this in and it just does the whole thing for me. I love technology, and hopefully we're not gonna get eliminated by AI gods in the near future. So once you're in there, you want to be pasting in each script, like snapshots of the scripts in. I'm at like the third section. And why you want to do that is because if you try to extend it, as I basically told you, right? But this is a little tip I want you to know. If you try to extend it, the audio quality as well as the image quality will go down. And it's usually the highest quality on the first time you generate. So actually don't extend and always download the video and then generate another section of this specific ad and then stitch them together in post edit.
My friend got 95K from his accident. My cousin just settled for 71. People kept asking us if we hired some expensive lawyer.
So here the problem is it's just like basically dials off, like her mouth just closes and somebody else is talking, but it has like a, it's weird. So we need to kind of fine tune this a bit and first obviously download it, but then after we download it we need to stitch it together and make some polishing as well. And then what I didn't like, it says like 91K. Nobody says like 91K, 91,000, right? So small things like that really do matter if you're running ads at scale. So always be mindful of them and just change them up.
My friend got 95,000 from his accident. My cousin just settled for 71. People kept asking us if we hired some expensive lawyer.
So now it's just way better, right? And the problem is you can only always do 8 seconds at a time, so you need to stitch them together. But it's just way worth it because if you have one ad that's like an absolute banger, you're gonna make a lot of money. And also, while that's loading, I'll make sure to also tell you about how much it is to actually hire a real human being to do this stuff. Because it's more of a custom, setting, that would go for something like 400, maybe 500. Because you're actually like telling them to put in effort and to do this, right? If it's just a talking head video and they're talking to their phone and saying something, I think it would be like less, like 150, 200 for a really good actor. But if you want something custom, it usually costs a lot more, like at least I think 400. I haven't actually paid for it because the AI stuff has been working out, but it's just so much worth it to pay for this because it's like 20 bucks maybe for a video like that. And I stitch it together and still like fumble some of the scenes and redo them, obviously. So be sure to utilize to its best extent. Now that Sora is kaput, you want to be utilizing Google VO3, which is the best alternative. And what I've seen, where it's just a text, an image to video. Text to video is a bit harder because you cannot
Actual
really
payouts
control
and
it.
shows you what cases like yours.
And I would say always, make sure that the frame is good, right? And don't do text to video. So guys, you see how like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 8 clips. Two previous ones because sometimes this thing just crashes, which kind of makes me sad, but I don't know how to fix it. But anyway, so you basically want to stitch those clips together, and essentially, I'm gonna show you a little trick. You can go to CapCut or whatever software you're using and extract the MP3 file of only the audio. You click upload, so it's 1.5 minutes of talking. You upload it here, and then you change it to a middle-aged woman's voice. What that does, it fixes the distortion in the voice typically that this AI platform has, because obviously it's not perfect, and it's gonna make it way easier to believe that it's a real person. Especially with the how realistic the skin is, right? It is already quite good. Yeah, and what you can also do obviously is to add this little comment Instagram organic snippet that basically makes it more believable to be an organic piece of content. It just looks way more real. Um, and that should be your main focus, to make it look like as organic as possible, because those type of ads just crush it. We're talking podcast ads like this or street interview style ads. And specifically, this is how the end result would look like. And It is quite good.
So I was in what most people would just call a minor fender bender, right? And nothing crazy. And I walked away with $54,000. My friend got $95,000 from his accident. My cousin just settled for 71. People kept asking us if we hired some expensive lawyer. They had no idea we actually used this free AI tool that pulls from thousands of real actual payouts and shows you what cases like yours have gone for. So you can see what's possible based on real data and not get lowballed by insurance. Honestly, like having a free super smart lawyer in your phone, except you don't pay anything up front and you don't pay a cent unless you get a settlement. It also connects you with a real human case consultant who walks you through the whole thing. Because most people just take whatever lowball offer the insurance company throws at them. I answered a few quick questions on this app. What happened, where I was hurt, basic stuff. And in about 2 minutes, I could talk to somebody who briefed me on what similar cases settled for. Afterwards, I could immediately tell what the insurance offered me was actually a joke. And then they helped me go from a $1,700 offer to a $54,000 settlement.
Okay guys, so I hope this video was helpful. I got a Telegram chat if you want to connect with other marketers. And specifically, I also help you transition into pay-per-lead. If you want to have somebody that's guiding you along the way, reach me on Instagram, and I hope you guys are crushing it and have a very good day. I think, fuck, I need to redo the outro. No, it was fine.